and very rightly said, and that creates the second tier management, which will fill the roles, and also relaxes the upper management to do the things which are critical for them then and now, rather than focusing on probably more creative projects.
Yeah.
Very, very good feedback. Thank you for that. In terms of post-broadcasting, so you have evolved and morphed into not a new person, but the same person, but into a new career. How has that been led from what you were doing? So how was that outcome happened?
Well, through some ownership changes and changes of the direction of the radio station I was working at the time, I lost my job in 2017. Basically, the boss flew in on a Monday. They called us into the radio station studio after our show and said, hey, thanks for today's show. Don't worry about coming in tomorrow. Right? And that was the end of 7 years working for one radio station. And I saw it coming, don't worry, it wasn't a shock. There was a lot of writing on the wall, like I said, ownership and changes of direction with the music platform and the nature of the music they were playing on the radio station. So I had a lot of signals that it was on its way, and I would have classified myself as the entrepreneur within the radio station who was already looking around. And that gave me the opportunity to start to go, okay, what's broadcasting and what's media going to look like in the next few years? And that was when I had this seed of an idea, after teaching a chiropractor how to speak on camera, to make videos to grow his business, that maybe I could do the same thing for other small business owners, to give them the skills of just not being boring, the skills of being informative, the skills of educating audiences, to grow their business, to have a very practical outcome of bringing people to their business. And I knew it worked for the chiropractor. He had tons of video content educating people about chiropractic on the internet. It was bringing people into his clinic every day, and I knew that because he was my husband, right? So it was a thing that I could see would work, and I just had always thought, yeah, that's probably about what I will do at some stage. I couldn't quite understand that it needed to be a confidence on camera coaching program yet. That came later when I engaged a coach during the pandemic. And it also came later when I didn't have all that other work I was doing to fall back on. So when the pandemic hit, I was hosting and getting most of my income from corporate MC work. I was still doing a little bit of broadcasting. I had taken up a job as a weekend breakfast presenter on local talkback radio station, and I loved it because it was so news focused, and it gave me a chance to really explore a whole other side of broadcasting that I hadn't done to that point.